Yesterday.
Yeah.
On YouTube?
Yeah, I watched it this morning. Actually, before I went, it was like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock this morning.
How'd you hear about that?
I was just
On
listening to it, just like going through it, because I'll be going through the YouTubes and stuff.
What? No, that's weird. Because Sunday, I knew it premiered Sunday, so when I was at the hotel, I just had my iPad set up, and
Okay.
yeah, it's like a good 2 hours, maybe, or hour, something like that.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did.
He was touching on that.
Yeah.
Big Sean is enlightened,
I love him, for real.
and he from Detroit.
Yeah, and he do more for Detroit than any rapper that came from Detroit or that's currently, doing rap. He's more than Eminem. Big Sean is a real Detroiter.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna meet Big Sean.
Yeah, I'm a fan of his, for real.
Nah, for sure.
So, you ready to pop it off? Or?
Yeah, we going.
Okay.
We live. Oh yeah, we live, baby. Yeah, we dang, that's so crazy. I'm gonna end up meeting Big Sean. I'm putting that
We
out there for
definitely
sure.
gonna do that. I mean, everybody, the universe gonna bring him to us anyway. But hello, family. This is our second episode of The Chosen Two, and the first episode was based on my incarceration and how me and my son was separated for 15 years, and how his mom, did some incredible things in my absence in raising him. So we just continuing where we left off on the last episode, and we just enlightening you on our relationship with each other, my son and I. So this next episode is basically gonna give you the full understanding of how a separation from a son and father could be devastating, but yet it could be rewarding.
100%. Yeah, I was really pleased with the feedback. Thank y'all that showed love. We definitely want to just expound on everything we talked about last episode. I know I was kind of vague in some areas, so yeah, definitely. Why don't you? I know personally and other people. Why don't you start with like some books maybe that kind of led to like, I don't know. I'm kind of interested to like how you got into Islam and books that kind of took you to the next level for sure. You know what I mean? So wherever you kind of feel like take me through that like process to where you just became a monster with the books and the knowledge, and you could tell your consciousness was raising, and you essentially, I don't know, you just took your mind to another level, and like again, not a lot of people can do that in that situation. They'll kind of fold or give up, but you were really in there getting to it, and then passing me knowledge at the same time. So I know for sure some people wanted to know what were some of those books that took you to the next level.
Okay, well, I kind of touched on it before, but I guess I can get more in depth. One of the books I read was The Story of the Moors in Spain. I can't really currently tell you what the author was. It was a long time ago, so I can't remember all the authors of every book that I read. But I read another book too that was titled The Mysteries of the Human Soul. I think I touched on that with you before. In retrospect, me and you, dialogued on that book, and it was by Ahmed Dati, I believe how you pronounce his name. But it was a very powerful book too as well. But if our family, go back to episode 1, they'll see the books that I read when I was in the Nation of Islam, by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So we would just like you to refer back to the first episode instead of repeating ourselves, being repetitive,
I know another one that you told me about, A Pale White Horse.
Yeah, Behold of the Pale White Horse was very, very powerful. I'll never forget, that's one of my all-time favorite books that I've ever read. Other books that I've read was The Unseen Eye.
What was it about, like the Pale White Horse though, that you liked?
Wow, the Pale White Horse it basically gives you information about things of the government that happened and that came into fruition.
Right.
You know, just like similar to when I read Machiavelli.
Right.
You know, you have to, books like Machiavelli and The Pale White Horse,
right,
and Illuminati, 666. When you read books like that, it's on a whole nother level. It's gonna take you to a whole nother level in consciousness. So, you know, some books are just so deep that, you know, you have to read them more than once.
Yeah.
And like
that's something I need to do for sure.
Yes.
Because you gotta go, like, as your consciousness raises, you might pick up on stuff that didn't resonate with you as much, but still is as important, you know.
Absolutely. Because the 48 Laws of Power, I read that book twice. The Art of War.
Ton of gems in there. Yep.
Yeah. I read also it was another book that I read by Dr. Martin Luther King called Why We Can't Wait. And it really gave me a better understanding of why he really started seeing things differently than what he did when he first started off his struggles in
look what we got right here.
boycotting.
So, I got a list of books you had given me. What's that?
Okay.
The Fall of the Roman Empire.
Oh yeah.
The Art of Seduction, which I got halfway through.
Yeah.
Makes Me Want to Holler.
Yeah, by Nathan McCall.
The New Jim Crow.
Yep, The New Jim Crow.
My favorite.
Very powerful.
Oh yeah, for sure. My favorite right now, Asking It Is Given.
Yes.
Oh, they don't know about that Asking It Is Given. You can't just jump into that, baby.
Awaken the Giant Within by Anthony Robinson.
Yeah.
Very powerful. But what I learned too is, like, when you're trying to change your life and you're trying to change the way you think and you operate in life, you know, it's like 20% of change is knowing how, and 80% of change is knowing why.
100%.
So you have to know why you want to change.
Right.
I mean, how you want to change, and then you have to know why.
Right.
Why is it important for you to change and be a better person?
Right. What are you trying to work toward? You know.
So
what's holding you back? Yeah.
I read in the book before too, like, it was very powerful. You remember the quote that I told you that I read in the book, that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
I also read in the book too that about failure, the people that fail is directly proportionate with the people who don't even try. Because if you never try, you never know if you're gonna win or fail.
You don't even get that little ounce of hope that maybe maybe I can try again, and I know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like the definition of entrepreneur is one who takes a chance.
Mm-hmm. Greater risk than normal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Greater risk than normal. So if you don't try, you never know if you're going to succeed or fail. But I'd rather fail and try again than don't try at all and not know if I'm going to succeed or fail.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely agree. What's those other two? I know they're just as important. The Way of the Superior Man.
Yeah, The Way of the
Superior Man, and then Succeeding Against the Odds.
Yeah, Succeeding Against the Odd by John H. Johnson is so important and so powerful when you being a black entrepreneur, because it enlightens you to the actual, I guess you would say, blocks that's going to be the stumbling blocks that's going to be in your way before you get to the point where you know, or hurdles that's going to be in your way before you can get in a position to jump those hurdles, and to actually know that irregardless to what type of, you know, things that's going to get in your way, you're going to be relentless, and you're not going to stop until you succeed.
Yeah.
And that's where a person that's determined to succeed won't give up no matter what. Because if you fall, then you should get up and keep on striving. Because all of us gonna fall, or we not gonna get to that specific point in our journey that we want to get into.
Right.
But if we lose our, you know, perseverance and ingenuity to keep going, then we never going to get to the level that we trying to reach.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Man, it's and some books honestly that changed my kind of like, that kind of kept me going when I was I'd say like 2018, kind of still doing the groundwork for TCF. I read the autobiography of James Prince from Texas. He's from I forget which specific city they're in. I think it's Houston, but pretty much a music mogul. He signed Floyd Mayweather.
I never read that. I'm not familiar with that book. I never read that one, but I did read Russell Simmons' book.
Russell
I'll
Simmons.
To tell you about that one.
Yeah, I got it. Oh man, just another entrepreneur that, you know, succeeded against the odds. Yeah, for sure. I feel like, it was a couple books by Charlemagne, I think. He had, he written.
I'm familiar with him, but I didn't know he wrote any books.
Yeah, he got two right now, and they kind of heavy. Yeah, they're kind of heavy. It's nice because he touches on the first one. He kind of just tells you about embracing, you know, your struggle, you know, being black, you know what I mean? Pretty much giving you like superpower, like, you know, if I did all of this in my life and made it to where I am, you know what I mean? Yeah. You gotta embrace your journey and your struggle and, you know, get through yours. And then the second book, he's touching on, you know, his anxieties and things that held him back, or, you know what I mean, and kind of held him back in his life. And it's full of gems, man, because it's like, it's a lot of stuff in there that, like, you know, I could relate to, or just, you know, I could see that, like, I could use this, like you said, for foresight when I run into, you know, the same kind of issue. So books are just, man, they just do something to you, man. It's essential to, like, leave time to feed your mind, because man, it's like Big Sean said in that interview with Joe, it's like when you just focus in on only one part of yourself, or one specific thing about yourself, like you lose all of yourself, or in a sense, you know what I mean? You gotta pay for that at some point, you know what I mean? Or it's gonna catch up with you, you know, in a sense. So yeah, that's I don't know, that interview was heavy. I really liked what he was touching out of there. I really do. Yeah. He has some stuff going.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with that book, but now you have my curiosity roaming, because I love knowledge, and you know, books are stimulating to the mind, and they always, you know, take you to the next level. You know, certain books that you may read. Yeah. So I basically, you know, I like philosophy. You know, I like you know, self-help books. You know, like the one I was telling you, Accident is Given. Yeah. Steve Harvey wrote a very powerful book called Accident is Given. Not Accident is Given. I'll take that back. Excuse me. Let me make sure I quote it right because I don't want to misquote it.
Yeah, I know you guys.
Act like a success, think like a success.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
Oh,
title.
yeah. No.
Powerful.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you told me about that one for sure.
Yes.
Pretty sure you told me about that one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's man, that's and Steve Harvey, man, he just like no matter what, even what he said, you know what I mean, with Monique and everything the past year, like still you can't take away what this man's done. As long as I've been alive, I've seen this man on TV.
Yeah.
And that's just, you know, now he's hosting Family Feud, and you know, like you just got certain people you just gotta pick up if you want to truly be successful. You just gotta lock in on, you know, the traits and habits that these people got, and they're all universal. You know what I mean? Like it's all the same thing, but yeah, dang, I gotta tap into that one for sure.
He has great work ethics, and that's important to you know, to be multitask, two-dimensional. You know, you gotta be good at more than one thing, and you have to have your hands in more than one thing, because you know you might succeed in one area, but you know all great people are good in more than one thing.
Right. Yeah, and that's how I feel really. That's why even, you know, of course, like the podcast, I like to, I'm just a creative dude. Like I like a lot and I see a lot. Like I like to travel. I like to, you know, I like to eat. We both like to exercise. Like I don't know, I don't only just want to sell clothes. You know what I mean? Like I'm an all around creative. I like doing a lot of different things. So yeah, for sure. Then you look at successful people and they don't just, very few, you know what I mean, just have one thing going for them. Very few, you know, and that's like a lot of people got their hands in different, even if they don't necessarily advertise it, they might be 50, you know, even like with Shark Tank, like Mark Cuban or Daymond John, like I love that show. I'm sure they got plenty of, you know, partnerships and deals with these people, and of course they got their own thing that they do, and so it's, you know, you always gotta have something going on the side, some kind of side hustle or some, like, I don't know, I don't think you can get ahead by just working one job, you know. It's very unrealistic in a sense. You just need resources, you need other people, you need like you need assets, you know what I mean? You need people, you know? So that's why the phrase self-made is essentially, you know, it's not really true, you know? Nobody gets there by themselves.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that, because that's very profound. You profoundly put, because you know all of us need some assistance to go into that next level. And it's like if you got any type of big company or you start any type of big company, somebody helped you to get to that next level. Now you take a person like Hugh Hefner,
right?
When he started Playboy.
Right.
He didn't do it on his own, you know, but he was relentless, and he had work ethics out of this world. He, of course, once he got his office, you know, there was the main office building. What he did was he got him a bed and put the bed in there and worked 24/7.
Yeah.
Sometimes he didn't sleep for days.
And man, I honestly feel like I can relate to that kind of grind. Like you don't even want to sleep. You just want to see things through.
Yes.
You just want to make sure that you make, like, honestly, that's when I knew, like, you know, this ain't just a hobby for me to where I'm just doing this on the side. Like I want this to be my career. I'm gonna work, you know, a couple jobs and lose sleep, or I'm gonna be up at night or up super early, lose out on sleep, lose out on, you know, fun with my friends.
Yes.
Because I want to see these plans through, and I just want people to really like understand that, like when you're trying to get to the next level in your life, or when you're trying to take yourself seriously to really change something about your situation, it's a lot of things you gotta let go. It's a lot of people you're gonna disappoint when you gotta set boundaries, when you gotta set restrictions, and it's hard. It's tough. It's so easy to just give in and spend that money or waste your time, and you know that's where, you know, the separation comes into play, and you know it's it's not easy. It's definitely not an easy thing to do, but that's where you will start to see, you know, that initial success. That's what I'm trying to keep up, for sure.
And, you know, ultimately you're going to lose some friends, you know, because, you know as well as I know that, I had a lot of money go through my hands, you know, in retrospect.
Yeah.
I was a hustler in the streets and I made a lot of money. And, you know, a lot of my friends was with me just because I had money. But when you take a fall and you know, things are not as good as they used to be,
Right.
then people are not going to stand behind you.
Nowhere to be found.
Yeah. They're going to, I can remember, my homeboys getting out of prison. I'm buying them cars and clothes and cell phones and pagers and wardrobes and a place to stay. And those same people, when I really needed them, because they say a friend in need is a friend indeed, they was not there to help me.
Yeah.
So I realized that sometimes, when you have materialistic things, you're going to actually have people that gravitate towards you that you really don't need in your life. And in that Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success, Steve Harvey book, he said that one of his quotes was, why would you want to be around somebody who don't share the same visions and the same aspirations as you do? Such as, you should be more, you should gravitate more towards people who have more than you have, towards millionaires, because why would you want to be around somebody that really don't have no resources that you couldn't really learn from?
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's deep to me.
Yeah, 100%. I think 50 Cent, he got something on the line just saying something like that. It just sitting around listening to, somebody that ain't done more than you. What I'm listening to you for? What have you done for yourself? What can you tell me?
What can you teach me?
So it's heavy, man, because it's I feel like I'm honestly like at that point where I just, I have to, like, being around Do Better for 3 months was some of the, like it was life-changing, you know what I mean? I felt like I was literally in a dream. That office is beautiful, it's simple, it's nice, I had like an Apple desktop computer and, my logo in the window. They, got John over there to ready to design anything for me. Danielle ready to, like, man, it was so powerful, man. And I just keep getting like these opportunities and, like I easily could have been satisfied with having a cool little run in the summer with the basketball leagues, but I stayed foot on the gas pedal when I was at the community college at the Entrepreneurship Center, and just following through with steps they was giving me and stuff they were recommending to me. And I'm taking these meetings. I met with Sandra, who watched our first episode.
Yeah.
I met with Danielle, and told them everything about it. But I'm just staying in the mix, just being optimistic. I'm just, I'm living, taking myself serious as an entrepreneur. And what do you know, I really get a serious partnership, and it's just, man, life-changing, man. To have you and Mom be able to be there, it was powerful, man. Literally powerful. Everybody around me, my friends, their friends and stuff. From the grand opening to the event we had to close it, just, amazing, truly amazing. So it, man, just coming off of that, like, I know, like, it's either, go up or down. And, that partnership just really, really, like, put a lot in place for me, solidified a lot for me.
Well, it's no going down. We're not even accepting that. And additional to that, Eminem said something so profound in one of his raps that I'll never forget. And he said, "Success is our only option. Failure's not."
Yeah.
Success is my only option. Failure's not.
Tough.
So that's not even gonna be in my vocabulary or my thoughts.
Yeah. We're gonna keep rising.
So we're gonna rise to the occasion. We're gonna soar like the birds in the sky. You know, we go to that next level and heighten our knowledge and, you know, our ability to be greater and greater.
Yeah. Tell me a little something real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanna last episode, you know, we touched on the nation a little bit and Malcolm, but I kinda wanna know how you got introduced. Like was it Unc? Cause I know Unc, he's Muslim as well.
Actually not, no.
That wasn't your intro?
No, I didn't get introduced to the nation through Unc, but I was introduced by a friend when I was incarcerated who told me to come to service, and I went to service, and when I went, I was hooked because once I heard the truth, see,
You wanted more.
when you hear the truth, you know it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's that certain feeling that you're gonna get that's gonna be so overwhelming. You can easily identify a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And so what the Nation of Islam always does is they when they take you to the truth, they will give you the truth in a book, and they will say, well, go to this book on this page, and this would, you know, so therefore I always you know, credit them on proving their point.
Right.
Because you notice if I ever told you something, I say, well, son, go to this book and to this page and see it for yourself. I don't want you to just take my word for it.
Right.
Because proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned. And like if they gave me a Bible scripture or verse, they'll say, well, go to, you know, Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 6 or whatever, and it would show me exactly what point they was trying to prove to me.
Right. Just
And
giving you literally like, okay, if you don't believe me, read this.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then you can never go wrong, and you can never say that I misled you because I took you to where I gathered my information from.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
led you to the water.
Right, I
It's
led you to the
drink
water,
it.
and it's up to you to drink it. You know, because you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink it.
Yeah, that's heavy though, just because it's crazy that like, and I just feel like I kind of like, I don't know, in a sense, like found my way to that same kind of, even if, you know, I didn't go all the way, which is another story for another day, if, you know, if I decide that, but just how I kind of found my way back to that philosophy is like, it's dope to me. It's just dope. And like figuring out that the nation started in Detroit, you know what I mean? And I don't know, just like you said, like when you get the truth and when you get enlightened, and you know, it's like I get hungry for it. I start getting obsessive and stuff to where it's the only thing I want to focus on. That's just how I get when I lock in on something that like, oh, like I want more of this. That's the drive in me. So that's pretty powerful, man. That's pretty sweet. I don't know. I'm studying the nation just like a lot. I think I watched another interview with like this Zuri Muhammad on the Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know, man. Like you said, you gotta respect them, man. They don't push anything on anybody, and they're not speaking nothing but the truth. That's one thing I can never say. I've never heard them, you know, speak a lie.
Yeah.
You know, amid controversy or whatever, you know, with Malcolm, like, I don't know. That's really respectable to me. That's something that I could get behind. You know what I mean? So that, I don't know. That's pretty powerful. I've been enjoying the more I've been tapping into them and stuff. So
yes, you know, they information is very stimulating to the mind, and it drives you to want to know more and more. because, and that's what the truth does to you. It makes you hungry to know more, you know. And so I believe what Dr. Martin Luther King said in the book I read of his called Why We Can't Wait. He said, it was either that book or his autobiography, maybe I get it mixed up, I don't know for sure, but I know it is in one of his books that he wrote. And he said, there's no complete truth to no religion. And that's true.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And that doesn't take nothing from my belief or should I say,
anyone else's.
Yeah, anyone else's. Or also additionally, I guess you could say, because everybody is different schools of thought. So, and with that being said, you can, you know, just because you might believe in something, you know, doesn't mean that it doesn't have no inconsistencies or, you know, it doesn't contradict, certain stuff doesn't contradict itself.
Right.
But it's truth in everything. It's truth in the Quran.
Right.
It's truth in the Bible.
Right.
You know, but a lot of people will beg to differ that, you know,
one is
certain
better than the other, or
yeah, or one might have flaws in it and one may not.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But man has always, once man touched something,
yeah,
he always alters it and takes from the truth. That's why the Quran says it like this. It says the truth is banging the brains out of falsehood. Now, when it comes to us being successful, it says the Quran says that man only get what he strives for. So the Bible says it like this. It says that, you know, faith without works is dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Faith, no movement. Yeah.
So the pie in the sky is a myth. You know, ain't nothing gonna just fall out the sky and it's automatically things gonna happen for you.
Right.
You know, God wants you to work for what you need to strive for, and then He'll do the rest.
Right. Yeah, heavy.
God is within.
Yeah. That's what I had to learn. That's pretty much what I did learn. The God is within us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to go within and believe in ourselves, you know what I mean? I mean, it sounds crazy, you know, to some people, but it's led me to subscribe to no religion, you know what I mean? And instead just kind of have a spiritual relationship, you know, within myself. And it's, I don't know, I've met a lot of people, you know what I mean? And seen a lot of people kind of get into that same consciousness. So it's nice, you know what I mean? In the bliss, in the sense of everything, like I just, you know, I want everybody to feel comfortable believing in what they believe in, you know, but I do feel it's important for people to hear that, you know what I mean? Not to wish and wait on things. Like you can make more happen for yourself, you know what I mean? Putting the work in yourself for sure.
But what did Jesus say? Jesus said the kingdom of God is within you. And I once read in a book, I can't remember what book it was, but it says the spiritual awakening is the most essential thing in man's life, and it is the sole purpose of being.
Yeah. True fulfillment. So
you can call him Jesus, you can call him Allah, you can call him God, you can call him Jehovah, but something, it's no way this world just could have just came about without the Most High, a higher power.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
And if you watch the birth of a child, you will understand that subject matter.
Yeah, and that it's something I was watching recently. It was Dr. Sebi's family.
I love him.
It was his family on the Breakfast Club, and it was just something powerful. One of the family members said, and he was just like, "We've become lazy learners." You know what I mean? Google heads.
Yeah.
And I'm a victim of it. I've grown with it, like I said, with that technology stuff. Man, it's man, you just really, like I said, we become lazy learners. The things our ancestors used to do for a hobby, you know what I mean, like growing their food. And, you know what I mean, we've become handicapped too because the society then brainwashed us to think that, you know, this and that, and you know what I mean. So it's heavy. You know what I mean. I don't know, man. It's so heavy. You know, like a lot of this stuff, like it takes a certain level of consciousness to understand, and they have the wherewithal to, you know, put the work in for, especially like eating stuff, like the dieting, like I'm cleaning that up this year for sure. I'm cleaning that up. I even to this day right now, I still don't even eat a lot of red meat. I don't eat a lot of red meat. Try not to eat meat in general, but yeah.
Well, I'm glad you don't, because red meat takes 72 hours to digest in your system.
Yeah.
So anything that takes that long can't be no good for you. 72 hours, 3 days.
Just
right.
Still processing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why burgers totally turned off for me.
Right.
Every time I take a bite, I'm thinking about the textures and consistencies. And I feel like that's really what's going to take me to the next level once I take a vegan diet seriously and I truly like transform my body from all this, you know, stuff I'd kind of grown up eating.
Toxic.
Yeah, you clear your body of them toxins, and it can really thrive. You know, I feel like that's when you really go to another level for sure.
That's why fasting is so important. A lot of people don't have the discipline to fast. But
do you do it often, kind of? Sometimes.
Well, I do it for 30 days every year.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did it outside of Ramadan.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends on how I feel, you know, because I have did it outside of Ramadan, but you know, it's important, you know, fasting and eating the right foods, you know, not eating pork, swine. You know, a lot of people, you know, try to justify, well, we eat pork because this and that and the third, but you know, I don't want to get to trying to bash a certain religion, right. You know, but it says in the Bible, in the Old Testament, which a lot of people don't want to go by anymore, and they right. try to embrace the New Testament and then right. try to contradict the Old Testament.
Right.
But this is the thing. The actual New Testament corroborates the Old Testament. But people will try to take one scripture and try to say, oh, that didn't mean that. Well, what do you mean? You know, without the Old Testament, there would be no New Testament.
Right. Okay.
So
what can I say?
Yeah, so it's like even with the human being, man, you know, we have 40,000 thoughts that goes through our mind per day. Research has proven this. And at least 80 to 90% of those thoughts are negative. And most of those negative thoughts are about ourselves. So if we don't believe in ourselves and we think negative of ourselves, we're never going to progress.
Gotta change that thinking pattern.
You have to change the way you think, because the way you think will determine your future. It's like when I told you before, in Awaken the Giant Within, he made a quote. Anthony Robinson says that it's your decisions and it's your choices and your decisions that determine your destiny.
Yeah.
You could make one bad choice and it could destroy your future.
Man. Yeah, that's heavy, man. Making you want to move with caution.
You have to.
Yeah,
It's just like driving a car. When you drive a car and you go on the freeway entrance, and you have to merge into traffic. You just can't step on the accelerator and go 100 miles an hour. You're gonna have you definitely gonna have an accident.
Yeah.
and it more than likely it's gonna be fatal.
And that's funny you say that too, because the asking it is given had another car analogy where it said, you know, on your journey, just say you're on your way to work, you've accepted that it's going to take you a little bit to get to work. Like you said, you ain't going to just pull out and you at home, you go right into something.
Yeah.
No, you've accepted that you're in the car. It's going to take you a little bit to get there. And, you know, you got a pretty solid attitude about, I'm going to get there.
I'm gonna make it to my
I'm
destination.
gonna make it to my destination, and
Thinking positive about it.
Eventually, what you make it to you, and see, it's that kind of analogies personally that resonate with me, just because I don't know, it's just so simple. Is keep it kiss,
That
keep
simplicity.
Keep it simple.
I see you sponging it up, and I'm proud of you for that, because that's going to determine everything. Really, like, memorizing is so important.
That banging it into your mind. Yeah, because it's so easy when something happened to us to get off track, and I'm a victim of it myself. You just like, again, I didn't have the best weekend working, just both jobs, or whatever.
Yeah.
And like Sandra said, these is times that define me seriously as an entrepreneur, because I'm willing to just work, you know what I mean? If it means, you know what I mean, I know what I gotta do, you know what I mean? I'm taking on these greater risks, and I know I'm gonna see them through. It's been like that for 2 years. I don't even know if it's specific moments I could highlight, but I didn't changed up my job scenario so much just because I didn't make money in my personal life. So I know it's possible, you know what I mean, with the right things in order and in play. So that's why, I feel like that in general, like, I feel like that's why people respect me like they do now. It's nothing else at this point. That's what I do.
For sure.
So that's to me, I'm in the grind for sure. I'm in the grind. Definitely enjoying it. That chapter with asking it is given though. Today, this morning, I needed it. I'm so glad that I opened it, because it's that's probably gonna propel me through the week for sure.
No doubt.
It's a ride, man. It's a ride. What can I say?
Yeah. So, to our Facebook friends, and also, to our Instagram fans, and to our friends, should I say, and to the YouTube friends, we're going to conclude right now. We don't want to, because this is the second episode, and we intend on giving you many, many more.
Yeah. We're growing together.
Because, we're going to grow together as a family, and we're going to give you all the information and the testimony about myself and about my son's life. So we really enjoy doing this. And again, please give us all the feedback that you possibly can. Give us thumbs up, thumbs down. We're not going to be offended whatever type of evaluation that you may give us. But the love is still gonna be there.
Mutual, for sure.
So we signing out, and may everybody have the best day possible. Continue to think positive.
Carpe diem.
And take it to the next level. Know yourself. And just continue to grow and develop and trust in God.
Yeah, for 100%.
Peace.
But thank y'all. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Definitely this next episode 3, we'll get into a little more with us propelling through, pretty much the last 15 years, and key moments we'll touch on for sure. But this is pretty much what it's like with Via Pots, man. We just be kicking knowledge, and we really appreciate all the feedback and all the viewership and all the participation from last episode. So this is the Chosen 2 podcast signing out. We'll end out with a little Detroit smoke. I'll play my song. See y'all. Okay, and we out. Yo, I'm so pissed.
We off now?
Yeah, we could. I'm pissed.